Hello and welcome to Russology. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, and I wanted to talk about the outcome of the 2016 presidential election because everybody else is, and a lot of people have a lot of feelings. There's a lot of feelings going on in all kinds of directions, and I feel like, and I just wanted to share what my feelings were just talking about this because first off the bat, I wasn't really happy with either candidate. I mentioned that in my last video that I posted on this channel that I wasn't really excited for either candidate. And I have to give a warning, there's going to be foul language in this video, so parents that have their kids watching or whatever, be warned, alright? There you go, boom, disclaimer. Alright, so anyway, I wasn't really happy with either candidate, and I feel like a lot of other people felt this way. A lot of people were really disappointed. I mean, those SNL skits are so funny because the whole thing is just a joke. Like, it is hilarious. The whole thing has been hilarious so far. And I've watched a lot of videos of people talking about this, and my initial reaction, I mean, I'm from San Francisco, California, so come on, man. You know I didn't vote for Trump, but and San Francisco is sad right now, trust me, because I take the BART and I walk through the city, and it's just a lot of sad faces, people walking around with signs and stuff, protesters out there at Civic Center and everything. I do not support any protests against this election. I honestly feel that Trump won this election fair and square. And there's a demographic of people out here that are having a really hard time with coping with this. But it's time to grow up, you know? I mean, these is growing pains. These are things, we didn't get what we wanted, right? The liberals out there didn't get what they wanted. I consider myself a liberal, and it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. But here's the thing, man. It's not the end of the world, and there's some positive things to think about. For instance, I've always seen Hillary as bought, okay? And same thing with Obama. I've seen Obama as bought. And when I say I'm a liberal, I don't consider myself a hard liberal. Like, I see myself, like, if you're going to go right in the middle, I see myself somewhere around right here. Where if you feed me some good information or some good ideas, you could scooch me over. You know what I mean? So I'm not, you know, whoop-bam, every single, no. And I don't think most people are on either side like that. I think most people, like, when they say they're Republican, they're like, okay, but if they feed me some good ideas, I could switch over, you know, and that's how I think we should be. We should be able to do that. Ron Paul in the past has said a lot of things I really agreed with. Even Trump during his debates, he said things that I liked, and not just about, you know, grabbing women in the pussy, but things about policy and everything that I'm like, that I would actually like to see happen. That's something, you know, that's something that's actually not a bad idea, you know. So there's things here and there, but the thing is, the most important thing here to me is, the thing I hate about this country the most is how we have let ourselves be able to be controlled by a very few, very rich number of people. Believe it or not, choose to disbelieve, but the fact is that the shit's being run by just a handful of people, and they're getting all the money and they have all the power. That's basically what's going on. It's this little club, all right? Obama's part of that club. Hillary's part of that club. W's part of that club. There's, you know, I honestly believe since after JFK, every president has been part of that club, except for Carter, has been a part of that club, okay? Trump's not in that club. I mean, he's not as rich as he thinks he is, or he's not as rich as most people believe him to be. He's just not, like Chris Rock said something like there's, you know, he said something like about like there's rich and then there's white people rich or something like that, and or there's wealthy. I mean, I'm having a hard time articulate this right now. I'm having a hard time articulating this, but you have like your celebrity rich, you know, and your football player, your Tom Brady football player star rich and athlete rich, but then you have these people that own like these conglomerates and these corporations that buy other corporations and that have these offshore accounts where they've been able to stash their money away, that really control how the world works. And I really don't believe Trump is part of that. And I really think that's how he won the presidency. Oh, I think there's a lot of reasons why he won the presidency, actually. You know, the DNC screwing over Bernie Sanders, that's really bad. And not just screwing over Bernie Sanders, but the people of the Democratic Party. You know, that's not who I voted for. I wanted Bernie Sanders to run for president, but that's not, we got Hillary instead. And there definitely was a sense of entitlement from Hillary Clinton as well. She really seemed like she had it in the bag and that she'd earned this. I had a feeling, I really thought she was going to win though, trust me. I mean, I really thought she had this in the bag, but no. Now, a lot of people are, my initial thought from seeing this, the thing that really devastated me the most when I first saw the news was I thought that the number of people coming out to vote for Trump had increased for this election more so than past elections with other Republican nominees. And that actually really wasn't the case. I can't remember exactly where I saw these graphs, okay? I think I saw it in a Monday Matt video. I'm not 100% sure where I saw these, but I saw these graphs that showed how many, the voter turnout for Democrats and Republicans over the last 3 elections. And like the first graph, it's like you see the Democratic Party is all the way up here, and then the Republican Party is right here. And then Obama's second election, less liberal votes, but then the Republican vote stayed right here. And then for this one, the Republican vote was the same, and then the liberal vote was just about the same as well. So it wasn't that all of a sudden we got all these people, you know, voting Trump. It was the same demographic consistently throughout the whole time. So you can't hate on that. You really can't. I mean, these are people that are conservative, that have their views, and they stick to their views, and in a way I respect that. I think that's fair. I mean, like, dude, that's how you believe. I mean, I have my views. There's views I've had my whole life that are not going to change. And I respect people that have their same views that they really stand behind, and it's just not going to change. So I can't hate anybody that's voted for Trump. I don't blame them at all whatsoever. Especially because, dude, look, I mean, really, Hillary didn't really sell herself too well. She didn't really say the things that anybody really wanted to hear anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she just didn't, I don't know, she didn't charge up the people. That's the thing, is that Obama charged up the youth vote. Like, he really got people excited. Bernie Sanders got people really charged and excited. And that did not happen with Hillary. So I really don't feel like she earned it, you know? Like, she didn't give that extra charge, and because of that, and amongst a bunch of other reasons, you know, that's how we have Trump as our new president. The other thing that, going back to what I was saying about Hillary being bought and Obama being bought by the powers that be, and I feel like there's actually still people out there that don't understand or don't believe that there's a very few that control, you know, almost everything. And the reason why that really bums me out too is that it's like, to finish off what I'm saying is that the most positive thing about this, and I have to thank my boss over at Guitar Center for showing me this article about how our system works. That's the thing. That's what's actually makes me feel proud to be an American, is that this system works. Whether you agree or disagree with the Electoral College system, forget that, man. Hillary could have used that to her advantage. It worked in Trump's advantage. You know, I don't like the Electoral College, but I'm not saying, oh, it's not fair. This is totally fair. It's 100% fair, all right? We lost fair and square. We have to get over it. We have to move on, all right? It's not good news, but hey, man, when you lose and you tried, right? If you voted out there, if you went out and voted and you didn't get the president you wanted, what else can you do, man? You got to start thinking forward, all right? Really start moving forward and seeing what's going, you know, think of the positive side of things. Like, our system actually works. Trump isn't bought by these corporations. He's not part of that same. He has all these failed businesses and stuff, and he has all these licensing agreements, and he's not really, he's not part of that wealthy. I mean, he's wealthy, but he's not part of that wealthy. He's not like that stupid, controlling, oligopoly rich, you know? And that's why the Republican Party, I think that's one reason why the Republican Party was kind of scared of him running for president or winning the nomination for their party, because it was like, well, he's a wild card. He's not one of us. Like, he's not. I'm sure they wanted Jeb Bush over anybody else, right? I'm sure. But there was the other guy in there. I can't remember his name. But the thing is that our system works, and I still love my country very much, and I'm still very proud to be an American. I don't want to move away or anything. And the other thing too is that Trump kind of like. From hearing him speak so much, I really don't feel like he's the type to really follow through with the shit he says he's gonna do. I mean, the guy, like, every single thing out of his mouth is just like, is bullshit, really. Like, every other thing. Like, some things he says, I think he actually believes and will follow through with, but for the most part, for the vast majority of the things he said, he's just talking out his ass. And I think he knows that. Like, and if you look at past interviews of him talking about politics and everything, he sounds like a very logical thinking guy. He sounds like a regular dude. Like, oh, this is my opinion. Oh, I thought the Clintons were great and all this. Or, oh yeah, if I ever ran for presidency, I would run Republican, because they're by far, people that vote, was it the Midwest, and the people that vote Republican are by far the dumbest people in the country, so that'd obviously be the easiest way for me to win a presidency. He said that shit, man. I'm like, wow, yeah, dude. Hey, there's, and it may not be the dumbest people of the country, but the people that really are not able to shift around their, adapt or change their views on things, You got racists, a lot of racists over there, man. I mean, not flooded with them, but there's people in the South that, rock the Confederate flag and saying all kinds of bigot things. I mean, here's the thing that's really sad, is that it is charging up the bigots big time. But at the same time, man, this country has been pussified to no end. Really. Like, everybody's getting in trouble for every little thing now, and it's gotten so ridiculous. And I'm not saying that I think that we should start hating each other, because really, hate speech does lead to violence. But really, it's gotten to a point where it's like everything is just an insult, and everybody's just so easily offended that it's made me sick as somebody who's in the public eye in this niche of viewers on the internet. It's like, dude, calm the fuck down. It's not, like, why does everything have to be so serious, Like, really. Like, you almost can't say anything. You have people say, oh yeah, if you're a black guy, oh, not black guy, African American. I'm like, oh, fuck you, man. Black people call themselves black people. Let me say it. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it gets on my nerves. Little fucking things, or people fucking sending me messages saying that I represent Latinos in a poor way, and that I shouldn't say pinche joto mangs because pinche joto is offensive. And yeah, man, but like, if you translate it directly, it's offensive, yes. But like, really, it's not really as offensive when people say it in Spanish. Is the way I was saying it. Pinche joto. That's like that's not. I don't know. I never got offended when people said that to me, and it's just kind of and I love, like I said, I love all people. I don't hate anybody, but I don't like that we've gotten so sensitive with things. And I feel like this is a reality check for people on the hard left that, hey, gotta tone it down a bit, man. Like, it is getting a little ridiculous. We need having a political figure out there that says some really stupid fucking shit is actually kind of shining some light on, like, how the real world really is, and how we should actually worry more about some serious shit as opposed to fucking name-calling type shit. There's a lot of stupid name-calling type shit that people get so worked up about, and there's other things that we could really focus our energy on aside from that. And again, I don't like seeing, people writing fucked up shit on cars towards black people or Muslims or Hispanics or any other race, you know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing that really upsets me about Trump, is that he used, like, the hate mongers' energy to charge his political campaign. Like, I'm talking about, like, how Bernie Sanders had a charge and Obama charged the people. That's how Trump charged the people. He charged them with hate speech, with engaging in that. Like, not that he said specific hateful things, because I don't really believe that I don't really believe he's a racist, but I feel like he did tap into that energy to help him. And by doing that, now you have a bunch of bigoted assholes, like, feeling empowered now. And that sucks. So I'm not for that. I'm just saying that, the sensitivity thing has got to just come down just a little bit. And I feel like it's a good reality check for us, for our country. We're constantly growing, we're constantly changing. And I think this is going to possibly be a good thing. In reality, Trump's probably not going to do shit. Really. I mean, all the stuff that he said he's going to do. Like, already he took down the Muslim ban thing from his website. So I have a feeling that he's going to have a hard, even with a Republican House and Senate, I think, and having that one opens, replacing Scalia's position in the judicial branch, I think is going to, even with all of that on his side, I still feel like he's not going to get a whole lot done. Because, and really, what does Trump do for a living? Where's his work? What is the work that he does? Like, I know he has his businesses and everything, but like for instance, like with me, like the work, right? Like when I'm working, I work on my videos. Like the work part isn't me sitting here and transforming a figure, right? That's the fun part of my job. Like at your job, the work part isn't when your guys are chilling in the office and it's, the boss's birthday. You guys all get to have cake that day and everyone's like, hey, we're getting paid to have cake. Check this out. It's a good day. That's not you earning your money. I'm talking about like me sitting there editing the fucking videos. That's me earning my work. That's the work part, And what's his work part? Is it negotiating? Is it being on the phone? Like, what work does he really do? Because I have a feeling he doesn't work a whole lot, just from what I know. I just feel like he doesn't do like a whole lot of like hard work at all. So he's in for a fucking ride, man. I've read this book, Obama Wars, and it's like, wow, dude. Like, Obama had a lot of shit going on. And same thing with, I read this book called Dead Certain, on George W. Bush, and it's like, that's a big job, dude. It sounds like the worst job in the world. It sounds like the hardest fucking job. That shit is just coming all the time, and it's always hard to figure out how to do it the best you can, and no matter what you do, you're doing it wrong. That's what it looks like being the president to me. So he's got a fucking handful of shit on his plate, man. He's got a lot of fucking work on his plate, and I have a feeling that it's gonna be so much that he's just gonna be like, fuck, and just not get shit done. Or he's gonna fuck up the country hardcore. One of those two things. He's gonna fuck shit up really bad or do nothing at all. Those are my thoughts. So I don't have a total optimistic view on this. I'm just happy that the country still, our election system actually still works. He won fair and square. We're changing and we're growing as a country. Those are the positive sides. But our future does look bleak. It's going to be a rough 4 years. Hopefully it's not, but most likely it will be very rough. And yeah, man, respect each other. You know what I mean? Respect. I saw this quote somewhere that said, respect other people's complexities. We get so self-absorbed in our own little lives and everything that we forget that other people have their complex lives as well. And we should respect that, especially if we want ourselves to be respected by others. You know what I mean? So respect each other. Don't get mad at anybody. If you're in a conversation and they voted for Trump, that's another thing, is that the polls felt like they're so off because, there's a lot of closet Trump supporters. Man, dude, I had a friend of mine say that, hey man, I'm voting for Trump, man. And he's like, hey, but don't judge me, dude, don't judge me. I'm like, hey bro, what did I say? I said nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not judging you. Shit, that's how you feel. You relate to the guy. You think he's gonna do well. Shit, our options are pretty weak, man. So I don't blame anybody for voting for Trump. I'm not happy about him being the president, but there are definitely positive sides here, and we need to grow up and move forward. Always forward. All right? Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll catch you later. Peace.